All right, so. All right. Well, you're set.
Yeah,
You're all
I'm
set.
good.
All right, good evening. It is it is July 2nd, 2024, and welcome to the Historic District Commission meeting. We're starting at 7:02. I'm going to seat John Goodrich as a full member, and I'm going to seat Kirsten Packa as our secretary.
I really did.
So-
Yay.
So you
Okay.
can read that. I'm going to waive the what's it called?
Hearing procedures.
Hearing procedures.
I
I'm gonna
don't,
waive the hearing procedures, but if you'd like to read them, they're on a yellow sheet of paper over on the side table. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Madam Secretary.
the Historic District Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024 at 7 PM at the Groton Town Hall Annex, 134 Groton Long Point Road, and virtually via the Zoom platform to hear the following applications requesting a certificate of appropriateness. HDC 24-0046, 15 Ice House Lane. Do I have to read everybody's name as well?
Mhm.
Candace Burridge, applicant, Alfred Fritcha. Excuse me, I think I didn't pronounce that correctly. Owner.
Fritchie. Alfred Fritchie.
Fritchie, okay. For solar panels, PIN number 261-917-002630. HDC 24-0047, 41 Pearl Street. Hallie DeGenis, owner applicant for the storage shed. PIN number 261-918-420486. HDC 24-0048, 244 High Meadow Lane, Michael I'm so sorry. Sobiesiak, applicant, and Tom Littlewood, owner for solar panels, PIN number 260-920-906-842. A Zoom meeting link will be posted to the town's website, meetings calendar. Applicants are on file and available for public inspection online and during normal business hours at the Planning Department, 134 Groton Long Point Road, Groton, Connecticut, dated this 25th day of June, 2024 at Groton, Connecticut. Todd Brady, secretary, or Kirsten Packa filling in.
Perfect. Thank you very much for doing that. All right, so we'll get right to the public hearings, and we'll start off with HDC 24-0043, 33 West Main Street, Robert Nelson applicant, Rosemary Robinson owner. Are they here?
I'm here
Okay.
for them.
For them?
I'm Robert Nelson, but senior.
Oh, okay, Robert Nelson Senior. So come on up to sit at the,
Oh,
and you're gonna give a presentation to us.
Okay.
So state your name and the address that you're representing.
okay. Is
And
this
then
on already? or-
That's on. Yep.
Okay. I'm Robert Nelson,
Senior.
senior. Robert Nelson and Amanda Cummings are my children.
Okay.
So I'm just here representing them. They couldn't be here tonight. So they're applying, put a new sign on their new store location. I think you all have, I think we've seen all the pictures, I believe.
It's already on the building, correct?
Pardon?
It's already on the building.
It's already on the building. Yeah,
Sir,
this is,
can you ask you to point your
Do you see?
pictures,
Oh,
so
sure.
the
Oh,
line up with the
okay.
camera for the
Oh.
record?
all right, where's the camera? Okay. Okay,
So-
turn that around a little bit.
So-
There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. All right, that and that, let's see, so this,
Slide.
okay,
Other-
so that's the sign that's on the building now. And you can see the storefront, the original storefront sign when it was Catherine M's, I believe. It's the same sign, same size, same type of lettering, just different color, just repainted obviously with the new name. And then the circular sign is the only one that's been added. There wasn't one there before, so this is an addition, so. That's pretty much it. It's just permission to put that sign up there, which is already up there.
Do you have a list of materials that make up the sign?
Yeah, I do.
Put that on top of the
Oh,
picture.
yeah,
So
there
that
we go. Okay.
this is for the public to be
Okay,
able to see.
so you have the distance from the wall, sign face diameter, the mounting plate itself, which is against the building. It's aluminum, all made of aluminum, and the weight is 19.62 pounds. That I don't know, I'm sure how this relates to, but this was part of the application too, this.
It's to show where it is in location.
I guess, not quite sure.
The material, does it list both signs or just the
was gonna
signs
say-
hanging off the building?
And what again?
May I see your material list, please?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
It's missing the sign that's on the building.
That was already there.
Well, it's the existing sign. The one that's over the window, that was there. It was just repainted, that's all.
Interesting question, actually, because it's a pre-existing sign.
It's not a new sign.
It's not a new
No,
sign.
it's the same sign that was there, it was just taken down, repainted.
Yeah.
That's all that was done, yeah.
I-
There are
I-
3 other stores.
You guys.
Yeah.
Kind of review, it didn't
Yeah.
increase in size, it has not.
Yeah,
You know what the sign's made of? Do
Texture.
Pardon?
you know what the sign's made
It's
of?
wood. It's all wood, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I'm waiting, like,
There's,
is someone just took a coat of paint and painted over the existing
So
sign?
I think just be safe, since we know it's wood, have them write building sign made of wood and initial it.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, there's
I
3
would-
stores to the
work.
left of that have the same exact size sign. They're identical. They all match, all together like that. So,
So-
yeah.
So
Mhm.
what we're gonna ask you to do, do you have a
Mhm.
pen?
Okay, yep,
So on your materials list.
yep.
You're gonna just write a little note that you took the existing sign that was with the building
Okay.
and repainted a new branding or logo on top.
Okay,
Then I would put sign made of wood, just to be
And-
safe.
Yep,
yeah, okay.
And just
Okay.
sign it.
and just initial it and date it for us,
Oh,
please.
okay, all right. 7/2/24, yep. Okay. and There it is.
So Tim, I just got
Okay.
one dumb question. There's also like a vinyl sign on the window. Does that have to be approved or no?
It's
Final sign on the window.
it's in the window.
It's like on the glass. It looks like it's applied onto the glass.
So I don't know, I have to look to see if you like regulate that. I know zoning has criteria that if it's with inside of the window, they don't address it.
Yeah, it's a decal basically on the
Yeah.
glass, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's a tough, you start getting.
Yeah, because then you gotta do the Visa logos and yeah. All right.
Yeah. it is similar to other stores
Yeah.
on the street there. There's nothing is really out of whack from what
Yeah.
everybody else has there, so.
We're gonna take your pen back
Yep,
from you.
sorry.
Have one pen.
Yeah, pen because it's-
Okay.
Got
All right, yeah.
So we're gonna, this is exhibit 1.
Just might be.
And is that folder, is this file? Right.
It's okay.
All good. We're just gonna add this
Sure,
exhibit as
understand?
what you
Yep.
presented.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Do you have any more?
Thank you.
I don't have any more questions.
Okay. Does anybody in the audience want to speak for this? For this application? Anyone in the audience want to speak against this application? All right, then HDC 24-0043 33 West Main Street is closed, and thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. So we can keep the sign up, right?
We're gonna vote.
We'll take a vote.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
we-
All right.
That was just, we
Okay.
hear the presentation.
Yeah.
Then
I got
after
it.
we do that, we'll have a vote. and then-
Okay. All
Sorry. You are all set.
All set. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Again, HDC 24-0046, 15 Ice House Lane. Candace Burge or Alfred Fritchie? Are they, anyone online? Taylor Allen, can you hear us? Are they able to speak? Okay, so
Continue it.
we will continue them and see if they come a little later, but for now, we'll just move on through the schedule. HDC 24-0047, 41 Pearl Street, Hallie DeGenis, owner and applicant.
Hallie Dennis is my wife.
Okay,
He put in the application.
okay,
I will be the presenter.
okay. So state your name and the address you're
Yes,
representing.
Shane Moran, 41 Pearl Street. And we are looking to put a shed in our backyard. And so currently there is no shed, no garage. My lawnmower is under a blue tarp, which I think is quite an eyesore. So we want to put in a shed. So starting
Yep.
the specs and the materials.
So, scooch it down a little, other way. It's the opposite way.
Right.
Siding,
Alrighty, so yeah,
Duratemp.
Yep.
Is that vinyl?
it's a plywood
It's a
type
plywood.
material.
So I'm having a hard time from your picture seeing exactly where you're planning on putting this.
Yep.
On the plot plan.
So. I guess before we do that, I just wanna. Here's a visual of what the
Mhm.
shed will look like.
Got a little dormer.
It is a little dormer, yeah. Alright, so this is, forgive me, but this is my handy dandy drawing. So that's our property, fence lines, the outer line,
Pearl Street would be the bottom where I'm seeing the 13-foot in.
correct. That's
Okay.
actually our, where our driveway ends.
Mhm.
So that's fence. Here is essentially the house. And so we will be putting the shed over here on the left side of our property. And
Okay, hold on now. You lost me. Where's the road?
the road is down here. That's Pearl Street.
And your house is that skinny, dark?
I didn't draw it to scale. That was just kind of the mark of where the house is. Yeah.
I was gonna say, your shed's bigger than your house?
I mean, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But no, the house
I
is,
was, sorry, I was just disoriented by
no,
that.
you're
so-
good. It's
Okay.
like right there.
All right.
And so here's the driveway.
Okay, so you have a big backyard that. you're-
Yeah.
Okay.
Big backyard.
I'm somewhat familiar with your property. Is this thing even visible from the street? I mean, you got a narrow lot with a lot of vegetation.
So we're brand new homeowners and. we
The
just
red
wanted to
house
make
right-
Sure, we're
yeah.
following the,
The red house right next to you is super close.
yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
We've
but-
got some work to do
Yeah.
out front too, and so again, this is the
Yeah.
first move we're making and we wanted to make sure.
Yeah. no,
Which I completely appreciate.
no,
That was
yeah,
just,
we
I
will-
also don't want to waste your time. That's
No,
all.
no, no, and here's the side view of the house.
Yeah, I know. I drive by your house all the time. It's like
Yeah.
my route, my motorcycle, so I know it well. So
Nice.
So where, if you could point, where would you think?
It's
the-
gonna be right here. And
okay,
again,
so
when
it'll be
this
slightly
All right.
visible. but yeah.
slightly visible and
Yeah.
there's vegetation along the fence line,
Yeah.
so I would
Yep.
assume as it grows in.
Oh.
You probably won't be able to see a lot of it, but
Tim, I'm just not familiar with the product Duratex. Is that what it's called?
So. Look further in the packet, there's actually construction plans.
Right.
Built site.
I've never seen it. Is it a wood looking product or a plastic looking product?
But it's actually a brand product.
Mhm.
It's that. It's essentially plywood product that is molded to have a siding appearance.
But it's not plastic.
It's not plastic,
Okay, that's
it's like pre-finished. Plywood material.
Groton raised her hand. Oh, no, Groton, no,
Sue?
Sue. She's muted, she's muted.
Tim, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot hear you at all.
Oh, it's my microphone's off, sorry.
Thank you.
Oh.
Here I am, I'm everybody else.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any? Okay, all right. Does anybody in the,
I actually have one more question. So is the shed coming like pre-colored in a color, or is it being painted, or how's it being finished?
Yeah, it's gonna be built by the barnyard on their site, white, it'll all be done prior to it getting there, so we're not painting or doing
Okay,
anything to
so,
it.
so comes, all right.
What's that? Which one? This one? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there. No, that's it. Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
I think it should be gallery, but it's.
oh, no, attendee view down the bottom,
Where is it?
go up the view again. And then on the bottom attendee view, so it's speaker. And then
Hello?
oh, no, that's weird. Oh, there we go, perfect.
Thank you.
Nice work.
She gets a raise too.
Yeah.
All right, you good?
Yep.
Okay, does anyone in the audience want to speak for this application? Does anyone in the audience want to speak against? All right. HDC 24-004741 Pearl Street is closed. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you. And just from our knowledge, how does this work? Well,
So what we hear all the public hearings, like the presentations.
Yep.
And then we close the presentations, then we sit and talk about each presentation in front of you.
Oh.
And then we vote, and then
so we'll find out
you'll
tonight.
find out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Thank you very much.
All right. HDC 24-0048 244 High Meadow Lane, Michael Sobisiak.
Hi, this is Taylor Allen. I'm the Director of Operations for the same company that Michael Sabiziak works at.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
It's a tough one.
So let's see. Do you? Can we get her on? Does she
Yeah,
have?
I think so. Vote her to panelist, right? Taylor Allen. Panelist. So now I think she can.
Okay. Do you need me to share a video?
Yes, if you could share
Okay.
your screen.
Share my screen. Okay.
You go.
There you go.
Hi. I'm in New Jersey, so our company's in Connecticut. All right, so would you like to see a copy of the plans or photos of the home first? This is for solar.
So we have hard copies of your plans, but because this is a public hearing, we need to see, or the public needs to see what you're presenting. Do you
Okay.
want, do you have the ability to share your application through your screen, or do you need one of us to have the application on the screen and you walk us through it?
So I have a copy of the plans and I have photos of the home and I have a clip from the online portal that we submitted.
Okay, so why don't you take us through that, and if that's not
Okay.
enough, we'll ask.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. It is asking me to open my system preferences, which is always a little scary. Let me see.
Here we go.
Okay,
Right.
I am going to slide this over and see if you can see what I'm seeing.
You can see citizen self-service.
Okay. Hang on. I believe this is the application online,
Correct.
and to walk you through, it says we're installing, this is residential roof mounted solar, and we're installing LV and lag bolts into the rafters with flashing and parallel mount racking system for a 7.83 kilowatt DC solar system that includes 18 410 watt black panels, and they have black frames. They're all black. And 18, the IQ8M is a micro inverter that's hidden under the panels, and that just converts the energy. With a 60 amp disconnect, a solar production meter on the side of the house located next to the utility meter. I can now show you plans. I think that'll give a better idea. So we have engineers, structural letter, and they evaluate photos of the home to make sure that with the local wind and snow load, that the existing roof structure will be able to withstand the weight of the panels plus those additional seismic factors. The information on the front of the page down at the bottom shows the system size. That's 7.38 kilowatts. Your typical system size is usually about 15 kilowatts, just to put it in perspective. And it's 18 solar panels that are going onto the back of the home. So we have this oriented south, so the front is at the top. And you can see the 18 panels there. The A's and B's is more for the electrical connection. On the left side, you see some initials for main service panel and utility meter. Those are already existing. The main service panel inside the home, utility meter is already there. And we will be adding a combiner box, a utility-owned production meter, and an emergency disconnect that's required per NEC code. This is the one-line diagram that shows the panels on the roof going into a combiner box, the PV meter, the disconnect, that's the emergency disconnect, and then landing into the home's main electrical panel. And these are also the NEC code required stickers that do go onto the equipment so that the fire team, in a case of an emergency, would know exactly where to go to shut the equipment off. And the rest is really just more structural analysis. And there's spec sheets, so I'm not sure if you'd want to see any of those. And I can also just share real quickly, photos of the home. I might need to make this a little bit smaller. And this is from our on-site analysis before anything is done. We always try to grab photos of the front of the home and different access ways. It's a typical neighborhood. This is the back of the home and the right side of the home where the utility meter is located. There's more pictures of the back of the home by the chimneys where our solar panels are going. And the rest is more electrical information. So I think that gives a good idea of the type of work that's been done. And I believe also the roof has recently been replaced. And please let me know if you'd like to see anything else. The rest is structural measurements and pictures of the attic.
No, I mean, we got the materials, we got the placement, and we have the area where it's going into the house explained.
Okay.
I don't.
John, do you?
I don't even know if the back of the house is visible in public way.
So primarily you're focusing on the production equipment.
Yeah, I
near
figured
the
on the
meter,
side.
Yeah.
Near the
Okay.
service, the panels can't even be seen.
Yeah, that's
from
what I
the
was
street.
Yeah.
doing a
So
map and a
It's the production.
satellite view, yeah, okay.
It's
I
the
figured, I just
production
wanted to make
equipment on the
sure.
Side of the house.
No.
Um,
Although the presentation is comprehensive.
Very.
Yeah. It was well done, but
Thank
just so
you.
you understand that the panels will not be seen from a public way. So our focus on the evening is going to be where it comes into the house, and you've shared that picture. If you could just bring that picture up again. I believe was a,
Oh, is this of the utility meter?
yeah, the utility
okay.
meter. It was
Sure.
a bit further up.
Yep. Here we go. You can see this rock wall on the side is like right here by the purple flowers. That is that is what I believe is separating the next property. I don't have like a true property survey
no,
from
she's
the
right, it is.
homeowner.
Yeah, I was just, the only thing I feel is missing is like a aerial view of the property. Like a plot,
Like an overhead.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the JS picture is missing, but
There.
But-
Yeah, I'm not sure if this would help.
So where that number one is the side of the house where the,
Yes,
okay, where the
that is where the equipment
mechanicals
will
are
be
coming,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
So where you just saw that electric meter on the side of the house, the additional equipment will be mounted to the right
yeah.
progressively from that.
and there's electrical meter right now.
That's correct.
There.
There'll be three.
We could limit it. Yeah, so there's going to be 3. We could put one of the 3 in the basement. If that helps. The other 2 are required by the utility and code to be outside.
Okay. I personally would like to make an ask of the owners to have some sort of lattice work, since we've been very consistent about that, especially.
Can there be lattice or does that need to be open for access?
It can be, there can be lattice work, there just has to be,
Space.
there has to be access.
Right.
There's both electrical code and Eversource requirements that have to be maintained for access, but it can be screened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would also like to make, if we do approve it, the condition on them, just including the JS map because it's missing, but
Okay. Ask
I'm
them.
sure Sue can just pull that
Well,
perfect.
GIS map up.
Just so it's in the
and
file.
I mean, they have the
This is
top-down view of the house itself with the equipment location on the roof. They just don't have the boundaries.
right.
I think I do. I might have something on the plans, but it is taken more from like Google than it is like Google Earth than actual property survey. But as far as the Eversource codes, it is 3-foot clearance, and I do think that a lattice might be fine here based off of this side image.
Tim, just a question,
Yeah.
because I'm looking at the property line and maybe I don't know exactly where it is. I'm looking at the wall. Will we be okay putting a lattice 3 foot out and?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I don't even know if you need 3 feet, to be honest with you.
Right.
I think you
Just
could
the-
probably go down as low as 2 feet. And it would create an obscurity that would, the
Okay.
equipment would really not be seen at
Yeah.
all.
Great. So just we'll add the lattice work. during
Yep.
The second part.
Do it as a condition in
Condition,
your
yep.
consideration.
I'm just going through. All right, Taylor, thank you for your presentation. Like it was noted, is very comprehensive and we appreciate. We'd rather have comprehensive than bare bones, so thank you.
Yeah,
anyone-
absolutely.
Does anyone in the audience want to speak for the application? Does anyone in the audience want to speak against the application? All right, so HDC 24-0048, 244 High Meadow Lane is closed. I'm gonna go back to HDC 24-0046, 15 Ice House Lane. Is there anyone? I don't see any additions online. So I'll make a motion to continue that one for next time.
Goodrich second.
Okay,
Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
All right, so with that, we'll close the public hearing section of the meeting. And we'll go to consideration of public hearings. All right, HDC 24-0043, 33 West Main Street. That's the this is Mystic Signs. Does anyone have any?
I think looks great. Well done.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Goodrich second.
All right, vote.
Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
All right, so it's approved. All right. We've continued HDC 24-0046. Now we'll go to HDC 24-0047, 41 Pearl Street, the storage shed. Discussion.
I think it's a great looking building and fits in with the neighborhood.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Becca, second.
All right, we'll take a vote.
Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
Okay, you
Thank you.
guys are approved. All right,
Thanks for coming in
sign
and
your-
being extra careful too. Yeah.
All right, we'll now go to HCC 24-0048, 244 High Meadow Lane. That's the solar panel presentation we just heard. I'd like to make a motion to add as a condition some sort of a minimum of 2 feet of lattice work or shielding, what do you want to call it? To just make that row of panels a little less obvious. All right, any thoughts?
I agree.
Okay. All right.
And it just if Sue can add the GIS map, just the file's complete.
Yeah, I'll have her printed out and add it. to it,
Perfect, thank you.
So it kind of overlays the plan that they provided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I made a motion, just have someone second.
Becca, second.
All right. All right, so we'll take a vote.
Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
All right, so the solar panel presentation, Taylor, is approved. We're just adding a condition that they put in some sort of lattice work, a minimum of 2 feet, to shield it from view. Is that clear?
That's clear, and that's 2 feet in height, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
I include that under pending.
Yeah.
Wait, is the meter
So,
2 feet in
Taylor,
height?
I
or-
think-
Two by
I think
two.
They're, what they're talking about is 2 feet in projection.
Right,
If you want to email me like a sketch of something that you'll propose, I'll give you some feedback on it. If you want to do that.
It's like 2 feet square is what I was.
right, but I think we want the height to cover the meters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know what
Okay.
that height is.
typically it goes to the top of the equipment.
But yes, okay, I understand. Do you have your email or can I find it online?
Yep. It is online.
Okay,
Okay, or you can just email Sue in the morning and she will forward your information or forward my information to you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Conditionally approved. With. Lattice work. 2x2. All right. Thank you. Please.
Thank you.
Sure.
Good news is you're mostly done.
How do I bump her down? Change.
All right, and so. Remind us how to get rid of, not get rid of Taylor, but.
We need text support.
Removed.
Trying to remember. Change role to attendee. Yep, there we go.
There you go. Okay, all right,
Eyes.
so. That closes our consideration of public hearings, and now we're moving on to the pre-application review. So we have one person on our agenda, 15 Water Street. Pending application.
You guys are actually, there's one person who signed up prior to be on the agenda, and you guys are signups at door.
Right.
So you'll just follow, you'll follow them.
Okay, so is 15 Water Street here? No, okay. So now.
There's nobody.
You want to grab that?
So is there a sign, anybody who has a pre-app, have you signed in?
On the yellow, on the white sheet right there. You signed? Okay.
Oh, it's a modification.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna take him up on a roll business
Okay.
and see how you guys want to
I
handle it.
just didn't want you to.
Yep.
I know you love it here, so I didn't.
Can we just make him like an alternate or something, or?
Oh, yeah, you guys are done. Yeah. Just come back around 9:30 because that's when we'll. No, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Airbnb right by that one.
See y'all.
Bye.
So,
You want
Yeah,
to,
I'll grab it.
you want to grab it?
right, so. Okay, so with 15 Water Street not here, I'm going to take this list. And we have to make a motion.
We'll let them come up first and introduce themselves. We
Come
can-
up. All right, so Robert Nelson
He was-
signed in, but he was
Right.
For different else. So we'll like to make a motion to add Christopher McGuire, looks like something Ashby Street,
One Ashby.
one Ashby Street to the agenda.
Goodrich second,
All right,
Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
Okay, Christopher McGuire, one Ashby Street, please come forward.
I'm Chris. It's my property manager, John, who runs my properties.
Okay.
Um, What we're doing is putting windows in on one Ashby Street. It's a 1850s building. 3 apartments, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And the windows, I mean, the air just goes right through them, so the people freeze in the winter and during the summer. And it's boiling hot, so.
Don't they call that charm?
Yeah. Hey, I pay the fee on one side. I go-
No, I was gonna say it's not charming.
Right, so,
But here's what happened. I hired a friend of mine to put the windows in. You know, I guess he didn't get a,
HDC approval.
yes. So I started putting the windows in and, you know, I bought all the windows. And that's where we are.
So did you see what oh, sorry.
Oh, one other thing. Why I'm here, because my plan was to put windows in inside the building. The building is asbestos, the whole building. And
Asbestos siding or?
Yes. So from what my understanding is that we could put the siding over
Over
the
the top.
asbestos.
That's my
So
understanding.
what we have here is the siding we would, we also would like to put on the building. So plan A was to put the windows in and then put the siding in after that. But the building desperately needs it.
Okay.
So are the windows in now?
Some of them are,
Half. or
not even
sort
half,
of?
Okay.
a portion of
Okay.
them. But we have all the information. We have the windows that my
Builder spec.
contractor
But, okay.
bought and they're not standard, right? They're all
Special order.
Custom.
special order windows. But they're all the same size, luckily. And that's where we are right now.
So
So,
are the window sizes just like for like, they were just replaced exactly, or are you?
Exactly.
And what do the windows look like? Are they divided light? Are they
Done.
2x2? What are we looking at? I mean, how do they look at compared to the way the old?
so why don't we,
Well,
hold on, why don't we do this, if
Okay.
you don't mind?
Sure,
I
sorry.
got a lot of people.
Yeah, so just to make this a methodical process, start off with the GIS plan on the screen. So we can just go step by step.
Is that
through.
the site plan?
Yeah,
Yep.
site plan.
Okay, we have that.
All right, so we'll zoom in on that. And you show us your house and the windows. Do you have a pen with you?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, the house, this is the corner of Ashby and Noack Road.
all right, scoot, look on the screen so you can.
So it's in the
Yes.
center of
gotta
the
move the
screen.
paper.
Want to slide the
you would
paper a little
put-
bit so it centers.
So you gotta go up, yeah, opposite the way you think. 'cause
You're the guy with the pen.
Out towards yourself.
there you go.
A little close.
That's your hand.
Yeah.
This is Ashby, we're right at the corner of Ashby and Noack.
Okay,
Okay, the house, this is the front of the house here,
oh, crises.
and right here, we have a 4-bedroom over here, and this side takes up that whole side of that house. And then a 2-bedroom, 1-bath on the first floor over here, and then above it, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So basically what we're trying to do, we're putting windows all around the whole house.
Okay, so that's
We
good.
got all the pictures of the house, everything.
Okay, so
There
what
we
you're
go.
next gonna do is, for the application, you're gonna need to circle the windows that you're replacing or have been replaced.
Well, we're replacing all of them,
Oh, every single
every-
window,
Every window.
every
window.
window,
Okay, so
And this is every side of the.
okay,
pictures of all sides of the house.
Can you just show us all the pictures just so we can see
yeah,
them?
so
Yeah.
just show.
You'll
us
need
your-
this all for the application anyhow,
Okay, so
so.
that's good.
All right,
All right, so
this,
Wanna
this
spin
is
them around
part of
so
the,
that-
do I have to flip it over?
yeah, just so I,
There
yeah,
you go. Now everybody's got the right view.
okay,
All right, so that's part of the back of the house. That's half of the house.
okay,
All right, you good with that one?
yep.
Yep.
All right, let me see the other, is that the other half or is that picture?
Yeah, your car's right there.
I might have taken 2 of that side. Here's the other half.
Okay. Move it towards your, there you go.
Move
Okay,
These out of the way, John.
and just put every picture on top of that one, so you know it's.
Yeah, that's the other side.
Okay. And the next
So that's
picture,
like a 2-bedroom there and 1-bedroom above it.
This is the-
just leave that, okay, just leave that picture and put it so
Yeah,
you have a
we'll-
reference
we'll
point.
put it right-
Oh, okay, let me
So,
put this
yeah.
underneath
Yeah.
it.
All
That's the
right,
front of the house, right?
There's the front.
all right, scooch towards me a little. Towards me,
Towards that.
yeah, there you go,
I don't know if
Okay.
You recognize the house.
Yeah. all right, next,
There's the front of it.
all right,
So if I could just add real quick in that picture, you can see the two windows on the top right have been removed and replaced, the ones that don't have shutters.
Yeah.
The 3 to the left,
The 2 on the
this-
top haven't been
the
replaced.
2 on the right, correct? Those are
On the bottom right,
on the bottom right? Oh, okay, on the bottom right.
yeah,
Under the porch?
yeah.
Yeah, the ones under.
Mhm.
So when did you take these pictures? Because
Today,
Today,
I'm just gonna get a little closer because I'm having a hard time seeing it if you don't mind.
maybe try to bring it in. Cause I was out there yesterday. And I thought the on the right were done, the one in the middle they were doing.
No, this is all, I mean, they stopped once you were there.
Yeah,
But this is all, I mean, I was there this morning
okay.
taking these pictures, so this is,
All right,
so
next,
that's looking at the front of the house right there.
all right, next picture.
right side. And,
Wait, John.
well, you can't see the second floor, but
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Just let them see this picture.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, this is the first one. I mean, you can see what that's saying.
Yeah. No,
That's the back of the house, the right side. That's the side. If you're going up the driveway, on your right.
And those windows have been replaced.
those look like they've been
Yes.
replaced.
If they're, you know, the same panes and all
Yeah.
that.
Any other views?
Yep, but all of them, every angle. This would be. Okay, this is the front. If you're facing the building on the left side,
To the left is a porch.
yes. Where the power boxes are.
Yeah.
No, actually, that's the
To
right. of
the
porch.
right of the
That's
porch.
Excuse me.
To the right of the
Side
porch.
back.
And those are original windows, those are replaced windows from the
These are
stickers,
replaced
right?
windows on the bottom, not the top one there.
Okay. Looks like you're redoing the trim as well, or no?
Yeah, we're gonna put nice new wood trim in there and we're gonna, you know, plan on siding the whole place.
Right.
Putting a nice,
So is the wood trim gonna stay exposed or is it?
no, painted.
Right.
Gonna be
Yeah.
painted?
Plus I have shutters
Yeah, okay.
over all the windows, I have blue shutters.
That's an asbestos clapboard looking.
Yeah,
siding.
it's all asbestos.
I've never seen that
I
before.
have that underneath my aluminum siding. on my
Really?
That's
house.
a pretty typical translate.
Yeah.
This building's 1850 right there. So, I mean, the plan is, once all the windows are in, to side it and make it look. really
this
nice.
is your, the side you were talking about.
Okay, this is the other side. If you're facing the building, the left side right here. So that has not been touched at all. It used to go this way.
Move it towards the green folder, just a smidge, the green folder. There you go. All right, any other pictures?
And this is the last.
Okay, that's the side of it. This is the front. Looking at the left side.
There's the porch.
Yeah. All right, my intentions are to put, you know, obviously all the windows in. Put the shutters back up on. And do the siding.
This is the thing, whole thing on the siding.
Yeah, there's the siding here.
Do you have the spec sheet on the windows?
Yes.
Do you have the spec sheets on the siding?
Yeah, just,
Yeah,
we haven't bought just the basic. What we want to put up there.
Okay,
I
Which
mean,
is-
we're open to anything.
Which is what do you have picked out for siding?
Some plank, what do they call it?
Hardy board, okay.
Yeah,
all right. That's
Clap.
yeah, no
Clapboard.
vinyl or
all right,
anything.
okay, we just,
kinds of specs on the windows if you don't mind.
that's, you got them right there, right? Specs on the window.
Yeah, here we go. Basically, I just sold one of my properties in Knowing, so I want to put some money into this building.
is there anything you want to see?
No.
Okay. all right. Okay. So, do you understand what your next steps are?
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess from here. You guys tell us if, I don't know if you tell us today or whatever.
Yeah, we tell you,
And then we go to the next meeting.
correct. Well, if you hand in your application by this
They already have one started.
Yeah,
Oh, you-
oh, yeah.
oh,
Sue
okay.
started
Are
one with
you
them.
okay? with
Okay.
They
Yeah.
have one going.
By the way,
Between the
she's the
glass.
best.
You okay with the girls
terrific.
between the
Yeah.
glass? I'm not usually a huge fan, but,
That's a battle I don't fight. That's.
right. And he's already ordered them, paid for them all, but I really don't like them. I know, all right.
Um. So. Do you see anything missing in his presentation?
Yeah, so I mean, what I'm gonna say, just, there's 3 of us here tonight, there's usually 5. I won't guarantee that it'll be the same people, like, I'm an alternate, so I'm gonna be voting with the next one, so. We'll just give you our best advice, and some people may feel differently than we do. I mean, the windows, I think, are a bit of a fly in the ointment. A lot of us don't like the grills between the glass. You've already paid for them, and I try to be sensitive too. I'm sure they weren't cheap for the whole house, so.
No.
We try and keep that in perspective. Siding, I mean, I would get you have it, but get your spec sheet. And then I didn't see what you're gonna do on the trim. I assume you're gonna match that trim again? That same style?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yes.
just,
yeah,
I would have that in your sheet, in your description.
yeah.
Um,
But then, like I said, the shutters are gonna go over everything.
sure, but you are gonna
You
probably
still have
You need
the
the
top
top,
and the
yeah.
bottom.
top and.
Yeah,
bottom
yeah.
trim.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, so just, what are you gonna make it out of? What's it gonna look like, so we know?
Probably be pine
Fine.
and, they route it and.
Yep, just have it all included in your application.
Okay,
Be more detailed than you think is necessary.
Yeah,
Um,
too much is better than nothing.
that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah. But,
it's a great building. I just wanna, it's an eyesore right there. And it's very visible going into Mystic, and we just wanna make it look nice. I got great tenants, all my places, I have great tenants, so. This is one of my favorite places here, so.
I don't know. I think
I don't have any.
I don't have anything else. Do you have
Yeah.
anything you wanna?
No, any recommendations that you guys have for additional information?
Like to just,
I have nothing else to.
good specs on the side, which you already have, good specs of the trim. Pine, like you said, is gonna be routed to match.
Just,
I mean, for whatever it's worth, even though I don't like the windows, if I was voting on it, I would approve it. I can't promise anybody else will say, just, you gotta keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's special order windows.
I know.
so,
right.
And I try and be sensitive to that too, so.
I mean, I'm just trying to make the places
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, no, we're
That's
just,
with all
but
my-
we're also trying to be as transparent
No, I
that
understand.
the 3 of us don't necessarily make the decision
I
at
understand.
every meeting. So that's all we're trying.
And everyone's been very helpful. I mean, I can't tell you how nice your staff is.
oh,
there.
today
Right.
they,
Yes.
we wouldn't even be here if
These
they.
are excellent,
Yes,
excellent.
Susan is
Oh,
super.
kid, yeah,
So, okay,
so.
all right.
All right,
Thank you
Do you
so
have
much.
any
You're welcome.
questions for us before you, we've said everything we've said, but you guys
I
good?
think we're
I'm
good.
good.
Okay, all right.
all right.
Thank
So
See you in a couple
continue-
weeks. Yeah.
But so my only question for them, for you, but for, on behalf of them, Thursday's a holiday. And I know they've already started the application process, but to get onto the schedule, we normally tell people to get the application in by Thursday.
And are you guys closed Friday too this?
No,
Okay,
just Thursday.
So we could put it in tomorrow?
Yeah, if you get it in tomorrow,
yeah,
I think
if-
she's not gonna put the legal until Friday,
Okay,
Okay,
so you should be fine.
But-
As long as if
Yeah.
you have a complete application. by
Right.
the-
Yeah, you pretty much have it.
tomorrow, You should be
Okay.
okay.
but you're good.
all right. So yeah, I just don't want you to have to wait
I
another,
appreciate that.
so
Yeah,
appreciate
just,
Thank you.
just come in and talk to Susan tomorrow at the latest.
Yeah,
and-
I'll be in here and first thing in the morning.
Okay, perfect. All right,
all right, gentlemen,
Thank
thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very
you.
much. Thank
See
you.
you soon.
okay. Right.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, guys.
All right, now I'd like to make a motion to add Lynn Schroeder of the Mystic River Historical Society on 74 High Street to the agenda.
Back a second.
Uh,
Back a aye.
Ferguson, I.
good with chai.
All right, Lynn Schroeder may come on up, and if you want to bring a chair.
Hey, good to see you again. How you doing?
Steve Bennett, I'm the president of the society. I'm here for moral support.
And I'm the chair.
I know you from
Yeah, and I'm
Mystic History.
old Mystic and we're talking about doing talks together, so for full disclosure. I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is-
And
a
I'm,
long time ago.
and I'm the chair of Buildings and Grounds. I didn't know if you did, I, never attended one of these meetings. I've got, 4 hard copies if you want them.
They're
If you
appreciated,
don't-
not required, but
Yeah,
appreciated.
okay,
Thanks.
You're welcome. And so, I thought we were on the agenda. I concur with what was just said about Sue. She's been super helpful to me, and I didn't know if we maybe skipped a step because I thought, she said show up on the 2nd at,
Good.
at 7 at this address. So if I missed something, I
We
apologize.
should probably announce at the
For
beginning
that.
of the meetings if anybody's here for a pre-app that hasn't signed up yet to do so.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my bad. I
No,
didn't say
it's not.
that.
It's just we don't ever
Okay.
do it, but
Yeah.
it's probably something we
Yeah.
should probably.
So that
start
raise we talked about, you're not getting it
I
anymore. I'm
I
sorry.
lost my raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All goes out the window.
So we own 2 buildings on High Street, the Portersville Academy, which was the first schoolhouse in Mystic, and then an archives building next to it. And in April, we had a professional inspection of both the buildings because we hadn't really been proactively managing them for a while. We're very short-staffed. And the inspector got back to us and said that, you've got several issues you need to address, and 2 which are affected by the public byway are the roof and the chimney. And so
And is that on the academy or the archive
that's
building or
on
both?
just the Portersville
Okay.
Academy, so 76 High Street. And this is the plot plan. I think that
Yep.
should be, is at the first
Yep.
page. And so if you've got the, if it's oriented to the north, those are our 2 buildings. The Portersville Academy is the one with the red dot. There's a parking lot, and then our archives building is the building to the right. The chimney is at the far left of the Portersville Academy, so it's just to the left of the red dot. Well, yours isn't
Right.
red, it's not in color. It's not in color, but ours is. So our chimney is right there. And then this, for anyone who doesn't know what it looks like, is what the Portersville Academy building looks like. And
It's a great building.
it's beautiful.
It is.
We 50 years ago, some people just did Herculean efforts to bring it back. It was going to be demoed. They bought it from the town for $1 and had to do just a tremendous amount of
Moved it
fundraising.
a decent amount too, wasn't it moved?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
I would have liked to seen that process.
Yeah.
It was just north of the Union Baptist Church,
That's right.
and they had to, with horse and cart, drag it to its existing location. Yeah, so the next thing in the handout is a photograph. I wanted to start with the chimney, and the reason for that is I read the guidelines in the handbook about chimney, and it seems like there's maybe a middle, I don't know if it's a middle ground, if that's the right way to characterize it, but we need, if you can see by the photograph, both the inspector and 2 masons determined that we have to rebuild it. It cannot be repaired. And in the guidelines, I noted that it said that that the local historic district commission needs to review and approve a reconstruction. And part of the reason why we're coming here tonight is that something different from a certificate of appropriateness? Is it, or it is a certificate of appropriateness? Because I had thought in other things where I read where explicitly it said you need a C of A, but we need a C of A then for this. Okay, all right. So that was really one of the key reasons we were here. And then what I included, but I guess going forward with the formal application, and we have a draft in there. The mason, has made reference to restoration brick and, time period appropriate mortar, et cetera. So this is someone who's done work. So I assume, when we submit the final application, it will, he's someone who can work with whatever the requirements are to make certain that the chimney is, historically appropriate from your points of view.
Is it all 3 bills to fix this? The 50 and the 40?
Oh, no,
Oh.
that's point 2, which is the roof. So there's 2 items that we were bringing up tonight. The first was the chimney, and I just primarily wanted to confirm that we needed a C of A for that, which we'll do, and we'll build that out. No, I think Sue said, could we include that on the same
Yes.
C
Yep.
of A
Yes.
application? Okay, so we're good there. And then, so then I'll turn to the next topic, which is the roof. The roof was probably replaced in 1979, so it has served us well. And it's definitely exceeded its useful life. It needs to be replaced. And, we're a small nonprofit, resource constrained. And so I solicited bids from a couple of roofing contractors, a local one and a larger company. And if you'll see the first 2 pages of that of this next group of documents shows you the price for cedar to asphalt to put on an asphalt roof now. That's $9,000. If we were to go to cedar, the cost triples to almost $28,000. And then
What's on there right now?
what's on there right now is cedar. Yeah. And so we also got from both, so the first one is Pawcatuck Roofing. Again, that shows you that 3X. And then Klaus Larson, we went to them. They were pricier. They wanted to do a ventilation system, which we've determined isn't necessary because of the cupola. We have a lot of air movement in the building. But their first and second bid, 15,000 for going to asphalt, 44,500 for going to cedar. And then if you notice, for each of these, there's a third bid, and for Pawcatuck Roofing, that's the one that's 13,100. And then for Klaus Larson, that's 18,500. And so if you look at the photo, there is a cupola on the building, and the cupola is much more visible from the public way when you're walking, or if, there's quite an incline there if you're going to head back out to New London Road. So we thought maybe something that would be considered would be if we did wood on the cupola, but on the main roof did asphalt. It's just something, we didn't know if that's something that you've ever considered, if it makes it more palatable, if we need to move to asphalt, just from a practical consideration. We didn't know if that would be something that you would find as a positive, or just, no, that's just crazy. So we got that third bid, which is wood on the cupola, asphalt on the main roof.
Let me ask you a question. What do you guys want to do if we didn't care? What way are you leaning?
We'd go with the asphalt, yeah.
On both.
Simply for cost reason, yeah.
Yeah,
My opinion, I agree. I mean,
okay.
everybody else says asphalt. You guys, what your organization does, I mean, you preserve a lot of history. So I think asphalt on a building, when everybody else has it, is a very
Oh, and
easy
I didn't-
concession. This is all my opinion. I let everybody else speak, for.
You can barely see the roof anyway.
Right.
You can,
I mean,
and it's-
like I said, you guys
Actually,
do
see
great
the
work in
cupola,
town, and
Especially the
Then you
angle of
see.
Yeah.
the road compared.
Yes.
to where-
And one other thing, just because we dragged it, and I noted that in the guidelines that it mentioned, if it is only practicable to go to asphalt, that weathered wood was what was recommended. The board prefers something lighter gray because they feel it will extend the life of the roof. But I got two additional samples. This is the product that Pawcatuck Roofing would use, and this is their weathered roof product. So I just figured while we had them, if you know what you typically prefer or recommend, we would just go forward with that, because even though there is a preference for this, we do understand that this might, it resembles more what's there, certainly. And so just didn't know if there was any point of view you had on that, and then that was just a darker gray.
you got any preference?
I don't.
I don't either, whatever you guys,
Whatever makes your.
and I
heart
think
happy.
extending the life of the roof is wise.
Right, yeah.
We'd like to have it another 50 years.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
You and I won't be
that's-
worrying about it then.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's true.
So that's what we have. We just Sue recommended that we come in, air some of our questions and thoughts with you guys, and then move forward with the formal application.
Right.
Anything else?
So you have not opened an application yet?
I
or
have,
You
it's,
have.
it's saved in draft,
Okay.
but haven't uploaded the street photos and some of the other things that were required. So she, in my conversation with her, and when I told her kind of where we were going and looking at these things, she said, would make sense to just do a quick pre-meeting. And so we thought we'd take advantage of that.
I mean, so you saw the first section of our meeting, so you
Yes.
saw
Yes,
what we're looking
exactly right.
for.
Yep.
And
Yes.
so,
that was
and you,
helpful.
in my mind, you have different estimates and everything, but you have this.
We need the
You
material.
have the material list, whatever you finally decide on,
Okay,
I think is.
And as far as the chimney goes, I think you brought that up for me. What's on there right now is your typical red brick and
yes,
mortar.
it is. And
Okay.
I've got a couple of samples of that.
I mean,
from-
I think red brick and mortar, I'm not gonna get
Right.
too hung up on much
Yeah.
more than that.
Mason could probably even, if you contract with a Mason, he could probably give you the exact brick spec that he
Right.
intends to use.
And he gave us
Which
two.
would probably be, if you had that, that would be desirable.
Yeah,
Well, what I meant from a
Okay.
historic point of view, I'm not gonna worry that, it's
Yeah.
yeah. No, but
1880s consistency. of mortar.
Yeah, right. Cobbled
We
certainly.
Exactly.
We expect your brick to be from 1880, by the way. No, but, no, my point is, do the detail that you did with the roof and have the specs, but also do that with the brick and
Okay.
have the mason. Again, I've said this already, more detail is better
Better.
than
Sure.
less. And so
Good.
Great.
I think I think
That
once
was-
you decide your roof, have the specs on the roof. Once you decide your brick, have the specs on the brick. And
Okay.
then just, and have all this
Okay,
kind
good.
of same thing, but
Super.
streamlined.
Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Do you-
Thank you.
anything
No, I
Have
agree.
any-
Well, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Steve, good
Thank
meeting you.
you.
Get to talk soon, yeah.
Enjoy the holiday.
You too.
Yeah, happy Fourth.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
guys. All right, so I'm gonna go to. All right, so I'm gonna close the pre-application review. And now go to public communications.
Yeah, I have nothing at this point. I don't have anything from any public or anything that, to present. I have a couple of things under probably old business,
Yeah.
and then I can give you a quick rundown on some new business, but.
All right, so does anyone on the
No, I have
commission
nothing.
have public communications?
No.
Okay, so we'll move on to approval of the minutes, which I would like to table. Or make a motion to continue to the next meeting till our official minutes man is here. And so I'd like to make a motion to continue that till next meeting.
Goodrich, second.
All right,
Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
All right, so the minutes will be approved at the next meeting for June 18th. So we'll go to old business and I'll make a motion to go out of order. We'll have 7.2 old business and bring up the patient young man in the stands, in the bleachers. All right. Is that any thoughts? Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Can I speak to this real quick?
Oh, sure.
Go ahead, sit down.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give him a rundown. So I've been in communication with the applicant. You guys approved,
Is this
a
the
condenser.
pedestal?
Yeah,
This is the
condenser
pedestal.
application.
Okay.
He has since come back and after talking to the owners, has decided on a new location.
Oh,
It's probably what you guys may consider more desirable.
the
Back of the house.
It's
Back
not
of
the
the-
back, but it's the side of the
Close to
house,
back
but it's
as we
behind
can
an L.
possibly get.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So in talking to Sue, we decided we would have him come in and present under old business to see if you guys want to take it up under old business and are comfortable taking up under old business, the modification of the original approval, or you guys can decide if you want him to actually do a new application for the whole thing.
Are you gonna draw us another pedestal picture?
God, no.
Well, then never mind. We can't do old business then.
If you're not,
So I figure we just have him come in and
I would like to make a motion to accept this as old business because in my view as the vice chair tonight, that we've
I-
discussed it in the past, it's bringing up something that's old in the sense that it's approved and he wants to make a modification, so I would like to make a.
And one of the reasons that we decided to do it and put it under old business is because we thought the alteration that they're proposing would be more appealing to the commission.
No,
That's
open
one of the
for-
reasons why, if we felt that it was something that was questionable, we would have certainly said, no, you need to do a new application on it for a full public hearing.
And I mean, I'd like to hear it. My position last time was let's do what we can for these folks. They get their AC this summer and rather than next summer,
Right,
but
no.
Yeah.
I'd want to hear it before I make a decision, but.
Before I put, you know, screws in walls
Right.
and things, yeah, the homeowners just.
So hold on, we're just gonna pause for
sorry.
1 second. Is everybody, I mean, I don't know if I need a vote to,
I don't
okay.
think
but
we need a
so-
vote, do we?
I would say that once you hear you would make a motion to amend the original
No, I'm saying
application.
to hear him. Do
No,
we
because
make
he's
a-
on old business. We don't have to make a motion to hear him, right?
I think you probably should make a motion to add him to old business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not on
yeah.
the agenda, so I'd like to make a motion to add, remind me your address.
7 Pearl Street.
7 Pearl Street to the agenda.
Becca second. Becca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
Now, again, we all know you,
Show us what you got.
but
Alright.
say your name and the address, like,
Jeff Gillies for Densmore Oil, representing 7 Pearl Street in Mystic. So after speaking with the homeowners and having the general contractor there to go through the stand.
Slide you down a little bit, by the way.
See, I do the same, everybody does the same thing.
okay.
So you're moving it to the other side of the
To the other
house.
side, so there is, if you see this little bump out here. There's this, where that lattice is, it's
Mhm.
covering what was an old window. So I can reinforce the wall and put a stand on there, which will hide it much better and keep it closer to the house. So, it avoided the stucco, because I really didn't wanna try to hang something from stucco.
So you're putting it where the lattice is now?
Correct. So that's, behind that is just flat white, it's just wood. So we're gonna reinforce that area, put a metal hanging bracket there. Sorry, I'm just trying to get.
And then you bump out the lattice a little bit to surround it?
The, I don't know if we would so I took a photo from the driveway, the bump out, it's gonna be basically even to where that bump out is.
Okay, I
Certainly,
see. So the bump out and then it's kind of behind the
it's
bump
kind of
out.
behind the bump out, so probably the best.
So you can see where the bump out returns.
Sorry, when I'm looking at
Yeah,
it
got it.
backwards, so you see how it kind of sinks back a little bit to the house area, so that should hide it pretty well. And in the back area there, it's,
I know.
oh, sorry.
I'm gonna. It's like, I'm gonna sound like an old man. It's like like going through pictures with my kids. They just like, scroll so fast, so.
I didn't notice you
Undiagnosed
get a little
ADD.
extra
Yeah,
gray
you
here.
got
I don't wanna
an
bring that
extra
up.
gray, just, no, so, just so I'm abundantly clear, and
Yep.
it's like on public record, so to the left. Right. Here
Yep,
is a bump out.
correct,
And then it goes back in, and you're planning on putting the pedestal
right,
underneath this.
yep.
And
So
then,
the bottom of the bracket is gonna be right here.
okay, and then, because that's wood up there. You're able to put up, for lack of a better, I'm gonna oversimplify what you do. But you're gonna put a piece of plywood up there and all the,
Oh, yeah, we're
all
gonna-
the electronics that are
yeah,
going in.
on the inside of the house, we're gonna reinforce that
Right, so that,
space, so
So where are your lines gonna go out of the,
they're gonna go up. So the lines are gonna be basically going behind the unit, and then with the line hide that was proposed
Yep.
before, we're gonna track it up to the attic.
Okay.
Space. All in the back of the house.
I mean, I think it's cleaner than what we were.
I am so
looking at pictures going through
so
last time.
much happier about this.
Yeah.
decision.
If I brought this is what the bracket is gonna be, which. Yeah,
I just wanted to draw another bracket to approve it. That's why I
No.
like the artwork.
looking up spec sheets. is my specialty. Drawing.
I'm just teasing you,
So-
man.
So just again, is there gonna be anything going from the dirt up to that?
I would propose no,
No, okay.
Yeah.
I just, cause in the original one, right?
correct. It was-
There was like literally a
Us.
pedestal.
Yeah.
that- that
Post that up, went all the way
yeah.
down to concrete piers.
Yeah.
But that's
This,
not,
this would be deemed unnecessary.
because of the reinforcement of the walls, you're gonna be able to like really support it
Correct.
from the wall and not
Yeah.
touch the stucco.
I mean, it's a driveway, you got cars parked there. I mean, so it's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's behind a bump out. I think it's a
Right, and if
super
you-
clean
And if you
installation.
go
Yeah.
back from the picture from the road.
Yeah, I took,
it's
I
really
kind of
hard.
tried to.
Right.
Let's see.
Well, I'm thinking aesthetically pleasing or not, you have garbage cans in the driveway, you have cars in the driveway. I mean, so
Right.
even if this much of it peaked out,
Oh,
it's still better than what it
yeah.
was.
I'm gonna try not to make you dizzy here.
No, I just wanted to
I
make
think
sure.
it's great.
So, I mean. This was from the, basically as far over, like, so I'm on the drive,
The best angle.
the best
possible.
angle to possibly try to be able to see it,
Yeah.
and it's, yeah, I doubt.
I
I think from that perspective right there, you can't even see the lattice.
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No,
so,
Yeah,
fully supported. I
Yeah.
just,
I think it's great.
because this
I
is
think
a
it's
public
great.
hearing, I want people
100%.
who are gonna be watching this abundantly clear so that no one can get.
absolutely.
choked at. So that's why.
Yeah. Anything else to say?
I think
That-
it's great.
that's
I think it's
it.
a great
Then I make a motion to approve it under old business.
I'll second that I'll second that motion, Ferguson.
Paca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
So this application is approved with the modification as presented this evening.
yeah, we'll have Sue draft up the modification for it,
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
and we'll get Todd to sign it.
okay.
Thanks.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jeff.
All
See you
right.
next meeting.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Now,
If you don't show up, we'll cancel.
well.
We're gonna make a frequent flyer card for you.
Today, and there's a lot more people in the crowd. I was like, ah, shucks.
Thank
The, hey, you guys have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you,
man.
too. Thank you. All right. No,
do you need this?
I usually just throw it in that fold with the stuff, so she has a copy of it and
Okay.
And then I'm assuming you need this back.
Yeah.
Unless I need to stand.
No.
No.
Excuse me.
So to continue with the old business that was 7.1 that we skipped over, to go back to that 54 West Main Street fence discussion. I'm gonna make a motion to table that for a future meeting because we don't have the full commission members here to have a healthy discussion.
I second that.
Paca, I.
Ferguson, I.
Goodrich, aye.
Okay, so 7.2, old business 54 West Main Street fence discussion is continued till the next meeting, that we have a full contingency of commission members. All right, so I'll go back to 7.2. If there's any other old business you wanted to bring up?
There's no other old.
Old business,
Other
okay.
than, if I can just add, and I probably should be saying this to the full commission, I don't know if I misrepresented at the last meeting what we are looking for regarding that. It came to me from several different angles that I was asking for a definition of fence. And that's not the case at all.
Oh, that's what I'll.
So what I'm asking, what we're requesting is we're requesting for information, what we're looking for the attorney to ask the applicant to do to be compliant.
Okay.
Okay. If that, it kind of got twisted around a little bit, whatever, to boil down to what it ended up boiling down to what is offense. But I'm not looking for a definition of offense. What I'm looking for is information or wording to forward to the attorney to clarify what we're looking for compliant, to be compliant on that particular situation.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay, that I misheard you then.
Well, I
And
think,
so
I
that's-
think maybe it ended up being
Yeah,
somehow.
no, and I'm not
got-
blaming or anything. I'm
turned
just saying
into
that.
What offense is.
Yeah.
You know, so, but anyway,
Okay,
just to be clear, that's what we're
Excellent.
looking for.
thank you for that
Yeah.
clarification.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll close old business unless anyone else something to share.
I'm good.
All right, now we'll go to new business.
So under new business, the only thing I really have under new business is, it would be an enforcement item. And it was the gentleman who came in for the pre-application today. It came in through our customer portal, customer service portal. that the town has, that the work was being done over the weekend without permits. So we visited yesterday morning and the contractors confirmed they had no historic district commission approvals and they had no building permit approvals whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they completely forwent the process. In visiting, it was, in visiting with the contractors had stated that the owner was responsible to get the permits and the owner stated the contractors were responsible to get the permits under the building code. The owners of the property are always 100%
Respond.
liable for obtaining the permits.
Right.
We don't go after contractors for not getting permits, we go after the property owners.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And just wanted to also bring to your attention, just the details of the application, that's all.
So I have one question, is more of, not as a historic district commissioner, because it's not under our purview, but just as a resident. Are they making sure they're doing the right, I'm trying to, words escape you, but are we cutting asbestos siding without,
So.
was remediation? I mean, are we, when you say it's asbestos, that's kind of like, are we cutting, are we producing dust?
So there is a big fear when people say, oh, there's asbestos siding.
Right.
So it's been determined that transite siding, it gets taken off a lot or it gets encased a lot. It's been determined because there's so much going on with it, the State Department of Health doesn't even want to deal with it anymore.
Got it.
So they don't even issue permits for removal of it. What they do require is that you get a building permit to remove it, you double bag it into a dumpster, you notify the hauler, and you get a bill of lading stating where it went.
Got it. Okay.
That's how they handle transite siding now.
So, my understanding is when it was discovered, because I had aluminum and then I put cedar shingles, and what I was told was that you hose it and then you could put it in a 5 mil bag.
Yeah.
It was a certain, like, maybe
Yeah.
5 mil is not the right term, but it was a thicker bag.
Yep.
And then you could put it in your garbage, three garbage bags at a time.
Was it super
Yes,
popular in the
that's
fifties
what
or
I-
Oh, yeah,
something?
hugely popular. There was a big push from insurance companies to put it on the outside of wood
Half the
buildings.
houses
for-
on Irving Street when I
for
grew up
insurance, for
had asbestos siding on
insurance
them.
purposes.
Yeah.
Insurance people got an insurance break to do it.
So I don't know if it was really popular. There was a guy in Mystic that just made a killing selling it to everybody.
So Bill, that to speak to what you said is, yeah, that's the case. The concern for asbestos comes into when it's friable, meaning when you handle it, the fibers become airborne in an enclosed space. So on the outsides of the buildings, if they wet it, they take it down and it's bagged, they don't have the concerns that they have when it's done with.
Okay.
That was said to me like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
even
know
so,
if it was-
so up until I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the Department of Health still issued permits for the removal of it. It was almost like rubber stamping stuff going through. And then they got to the point where they said, we don't want to do it anymore. These are the guidelines that you have to follow. So
Okay.
That's how it's pretty much done now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Most people choose to go over it or encapsulate it because it costs a lot to have it disposed.
Or just like lead paint, most people encapsulate it, so you don't have to
Yeah,
deal with it.
right.
Yeah.
So that's really the only other item I have. Tom has sent the letter out to the person on High Street. He hasn't gotten anything back on that yet. And other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Got it.
Do you have anything?
Nothing.
Okay, with that in mind, I will call an adjournment of the meeting at 8:24 PM on June 2nd, 2024. Motion to adjourn.
Second. Little harder. Come on. Have some force behind that,
right.
Ferguson.
Don't forget, my phones are still live.
Yeah.